So today I have on the bench a Gibson GA-5T, T for tremolo. Skylark is the name of this model, and there were many variants of this amp and many amps under the name Skylark. According to the owner, this one he thinks is a 1964. And the issue is that the tremolo circuit is intermittent. And there's a joke there that we won't use. But anyhow, let's test it. Of course, intermittent problems are the most difficult ones to diagnose because half the time they don't show up. Let's find out what's going on with this one and if we have tremolo. Nothing there. All right, well, there's your first problem. Let's take it apart and see what we're dealing with. So he has this 1/4 inch to RCA adapter for this foot switch, which of course is not the original foot switch. So I'm going to start, before I even take it apart, I'm going to try using this dummy plug, RCA dummy plug, and see whether that gets the tremolo working. And the answer is no, it does not. Okay. Step 2. So here's the schematic, and apparently the owner made a number of modifications to the amplifier, but nothing to the tremolo circuit, which is right here. So it uses half of an SEU7 tube for the oscillation and blah, 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 blah. Here's your depth and your frequency, potentiometers, your resistors and your capacitors, your foot switch. So there's not much to it. There's not much to it. So first thing we'll do maybe is we'll check that 6EU7 tube, make sure that that's working as it should. Okay, so here we go with my trusty old ICO 667 tube tester. And I have the book with the necessary settings for a 6EU7, which we will do right now. Okay, it is a dual triode tube. We're just going to adjust the line. There we go. And we are good to test the first half of it. 1, 2, 1, 6, 6, 6, 6, 4. Yep. Okay. All that is good. And it's quite a strong tube, so it's testing at 132. So that half of it is good. Let's test the other half. 1, 2, 1, 1. Well, that's good. And that's good too. So the tube is fine. Both halves of the tube are fine. Well, he warned me that that the chassis was in there quite tight and would not be easy to get out, and he wasn't kidding. But anyhow, we got her out. So we'll take a look now. So the electrolytic capacitors, filter caps have been replaced, as you expect. After all those years, these diodes have been replaced. That resistor has been replaced. That cap has been replaced. That resistor has been replaced. The other carbon comps look like they're original. Yeah, well, we'll start checking some values. I'll take a look at those pots and we'll take it from there. So the frequencies pot is supposed to be 1.5 megs, 1.4 down to 81 ohms. So there's a little bit of resistance on there, but not the end of the world. And then this is supposed to be 250K and 15 ohms up to 269, 270. So those are working anyhow. Well, as often happens with an intermittent problem, the tremolo's working now. And I didn't do anything except put the tube back in. I did clean the pots, but it was working before I cleaned the pots. So we can adjust the frequency and depth. So that's working. But anyhow, so we still have to figure out how to reproduce that original problem. I kind of suspect it's either has to do with that sort of jury-rigged switch, or potentially these solder joints, which don't have a lot of solder in them. So my first step might be just to resolder those spots and see what happens. So one interesting thing, this reverse of a fender, in that when there's nothing plugged into it, the tremolo is on by default. And when you plug in a dummy plug that grounds it out, the opposite is true of a fender. Interesting. Well, that's beautiful. A beautiful tremolo. Anyhow, I soldered those, or I reflowed the solder on those eyelets, and I really think the problem was that janky switch. But we'll put this back together and we'll test it for a while and see whether the issue has been resolved. I hate not knowing 100% whether something was fixed, and that's the problem with intermittent things, when the actual problem can't be identified necessarily. But we'll see how we made out with this one.